And welcome everybody to Hammerdown Motorsports, where we've taken a little bit of a detour from the shop. We are in sunny Florida and headed towards the Wonder of the Seas for our very first cruise ever. So come along for the adventure with us.
Excited?
Yeah!
First time on the cruise. All right. There we go. Up the gangway. Watch your step. Here it is. Here we are.
So the check-in process was pretty easy. We had a rental car and they had a shuttle that took us over to the ship. And then we left our big bags with the porters and they have them all brought up to your room later on. So we were one of the last people on the ship, getting in at about 2:45. So it would be nice to get on a little bit earlier, but that was the only time available because I guess we were supposed to select that earlier, but we didn't. So this is where we ended up. That's why everything is empty when we entered, but we made it. We're on the ship and ready to start our adventure. So before we got on the ship, we watched the safety video on the Royal Caribbean app, and then when we got aboard, we had to find our muster station and check in with them, and then we were ready to go up to our suite.
Yes.
The last one.
So the room we had was a one-bedroom aqua theater suite, so we had a king-size bed in our own private bedroom, and then in the living room, the kids had a pull-out couch to sleep on, which they didn't have any complaints over, and it also had an amazing view of the back of the ship with our wraparound deck on the port side and the aqua theater as well. So at nighttime, they have the amazing aqua theater show that you can watch right from your room. We also had Sky Class, which allowed us to go into the suite lounge and use the concierge up there and the coastal kitchen. Also, the sun deck up top was a very nice thing to have, where you have lots of private places to sit, bathrooms up there, hot tubs up there, all that kind of stuff that you pretty much don't have to go fighting for a chair down at the main pool, which was definitely a nice thing if you want to pay a little bit extra. You do get a lot for that Sky Class experience.
Girls having fun?
Yeah!
You don't like the big blue ocean, do you?
Yeah!
Right outside our room. Nothing but ocean as far as you can see.
So the first couple days we had some sea days on our way to St. Martin, so we had a lot of opportunity to go around the ship and just check out all the restaurants, check out all the free events. They have the carousel, they have all kinds of things you can do, the abyss slides, the water slides, the pools. There's so much to do on the ship. You definitely will not be bored, or you can just find a nice place to relax and enjoy the beautiful views out at sea. Sea days are a great time to check out the Royal Promenade. You do have a ton of stuff there. There's places to get food, there's stores, there's all kinds of things to check out there. And our favorite was Sorrento's because, well, they make pizza all day long and you can just go in there and grab a slice. And if you want, you can grab an entire pizza and take it back to your room. And of course, the kids had to check out Sugar Beach and get themselves some ice cream there, but they do have free soft serve on the pool deck as well. And of course, we can't forget Central Park, a really nice place to check out. They have a lot of live plants in there and birds. And well, this is where everybody hides ducks. And that's a big game, especially if you have kids, is to find all the hidden ducks on the ship. It's something that the people that come aboard do. It's not something really the cruise line does as much, but we did find one that had the Royal Caribbean brand on it. So I think they're in on it too. We also checked out the ice show and it was absolutely awesome. The stuff that they're able to do on that small piece of ice was pretty impressive. Also, the aqua theater. We watch this every night and there's just so much to see. You can watch it time and time again and you're always going to see something new, and the amount of talent that these people have is absolutely incredible. And of course, it wouldn't be Wonder of the Seas without going to the Wonderland restaurant. And I even prepared and brought my own hats for this occasion, but it is a themed restaurant. They have all kinds of crazy food and menus and all that kind of stuff that just make for a really cool experience. And the kids absolutely loved the excessive use of cotton candy with a lot of the things that were brought to them. So definitely a must do on Wonder of the Seas. All right, so morning in St. Martin. We got another island over there. These are the ships beside us. Got a little port over here. We got the island mountains here. You can actually just see through to the ocean over there. Over here you can see how everybody's getting off, going into town already. Got a whole bunch of yachts over there. And here's the view from the balcony. Guess we'll have to get off and go see what the island's like. All right, here we are in St. Martin. As you can see, the ship is absolutely massive. Feels good to get off after 2 days of sailing, but check that out. We got some beautiful blue water. Hopefully some nice weather today. Let's go see what we have to see here in St. Martin. So for St. Martin, we were on the Dutch side, and we just took the water taxi over to town and just did a little bit of shopping, hung out on some beach chairs for a little while. And well, there's some people there that like to sell you stuff and harass you pretty much all day. So if we go there again, we'll probably book an excursion so we can get out of the main tourist area. But if you make it out to St. Martin and as you're leaving you see this green pipe, somebody may or may not have put a Hammerdown Motorsports sticker on there. So if you see it, take a picture of it and tag me in. So being that this is our first cruise, we did go all out and do the dining package. And looking back, we did like some of the restaurants, especially the Mason Jar. It was good atmosphere, good food, all that. But there was some that were just kind of okay, maybe just your chain restaurant style in our opinion. But it's really up to you whether you want to spend the extra money. And I think if we were to do it all over again, we probably just would have done a couple of them instead of having the full package. Another thing our concierge set us up with was a bridge tour. So we got to go up to the bridge, talk to the captain, see how all the operations and everything work on the ship, and get to see that awesome view that only the captain gets to see and the people that are working up there. But I thought it was pretty awesome, but you know I wanted to go to the engine room. And good morning, St. Thomas. So for St. Thomas, we decided to change it up a little bit and go on a little bit of an excursion. So what they did is they loaded us up on these trolley type things on the back of these trucks, and they drove us up through all the windy roads out to a lookout, and we were able to see this really cool view of all the islands and the blue water and all of that. And then they took us back down through, and we ended up going to a place called Megan's Beach, which we can go swimming. They had food there, gift shop, all that kind of thing. And it was just a nice place to go hang out and just enjoy that beautiful crystal clear water out in the Caribbean. So going up all the windy roads with the open sides of the truck was an experience in itself, and just the crazy views and the windy roads, pretty awesome, and I definitely recommend it. But before we knew it, it was time to head back to the ship. Definitely an awesome view of the Wonder, and we did see some pretty cool iguanas just chilling there, and this guy looked like he was going to try and catch one. Well, if you're wondering how big the ship is, pretty much like a floating skyscraper. All right, so the back of the ship is pretty much where I want to be when I have a room on the ship. Because look at this. I mean, any day of the week, you could be out here enjoying this awesome view. And being at the back is pretty cool too, because you get to see the trail of the ship as it has the whole wake and everything coming out the back, and you get the best views. And we also have the theater right down there, so we don't have to have tickets or anything or reserve a spot. We can just watch right from our balcony. So it's pretty awesome. Gotta love it. Well, it's our last day of full sailing because tomorrow we are going to be back in Florida. But today we got CocoCay, so we're going to check that out, see what that's all about. So one thing we did find with CocoCay, there is a lot of extra pay items you can do, like zip lining and water slide park and all of that, and all the different cabanas you can rent. We found that just going to find a chair was not really that hard, especially the time of year that we went. And all the food's included that we found, which was pretty awesome as well, especially this little place right here that had the best chicken sandwich and mozzarella sticks I've ever had. Definitely better than Chick-fil-A. Go find this place, you'll thank me later. What do you girls think of the funnel cakes?
Yummy looking.
All right,
Enjoy.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, hi.
Full of mozzarella cheese. And of course, there's all kinds of gift shops and different places to buy things, but there's a ton of stuff to do at CocoCay no matter who you are. Probably one of my favorite destinations on the trip. And just like that, we're on our way back to Florida, and our cruise is almost over. I hate to leave, but it was an awesome time on the Wonder. The staff was amazing. The shows were incredible. The food was awesome, and we just had a great time all around. As first-time cruisers, I definitely recommend the Wonder, and it's been an absolutely awesome adventure, and we can't wait to do it again. So thank you guys for coming along on our adventure, and we'll see you guys in the next video.